and another defeat. Just can't win on the road for whatever reason that is. And it's now probably starting to affect us. United should have picked up 3 points here. Simple as. We should have picked up 3 points. And with Arsenal beating Newcastle, it was an opportunity for us to create a little bit of a space and make it a little bit more comfortable. But we didn't. And I actually thought, do you know what? Yeah, we've had a poor record against the top 10, 11, however you want to paint it out. It's been poor. But West Ham are not good. And yes, this is a team fighting for its life. But the data doesn't show what everyone perceives to be true, that teams fighting for their life pick up points. They don't, right? They don't. They pick up less points than they do over like the preceding 32 games of the season in their last 6 games of the season. That's just a thing. That's there's this perception that teams with something to play for at the end of the season are going to fight harder and therefore get themselves out of a relegation scuffle. No, they're in the relegation scuffle because they're one of the poorer teams in the league, and a team trying to cement itself inside the top 4 should be capable of putting away one of those teams. I know football isn't always, well, the favourite always wins, and that's the beauty of the game, and football being inherently low-scoring game means that upsets happen in football more than any other sporting event, and therefore the upsets are greater than any other sport because of the low-scoring nature, and that is why it is the beautiful game. If you didn't know that, that is why football is inherently the beautiful game, because of the upsets. But this was a winnable game for Manchester United. This was a game that Manchester United were more than capable of going to win. And the problem is, I am now starting to see patterns repeating themselves. I said repeating themselves. Repeating themselves. Repeating themselves. Fucking listen. The patterns that are repeating themselves is start strong in the first half, have chances, look good, look off the front foot, pop it, going at half time, don't come out for the second half. That now has happened, a lot. I don't have the stats to how many times that has happened, but it's happened a lot. And then you've got individual mistakes. Is it a mistake when De Gea doesn't save a shot that goes at him? I saw errors leading to a goal. It's now 4 for De Gea, which is the most of anyone in the league. Or joint with Lloris in the league. There's no one with more. Is it a mistake to not save it? It feels to me like you're really pushing at the boundaries of what a mistake is. Should he have saved it? It looked very savable, didn't it? It looked like it was almost right aim. For someone that saves the sort of shots that David De Gea saves, that's a very savable shot. And he didn't save it. And that's the one thing you're supposed to be able to rely on with David De Gea. This is a guy that's got question marks over his distribution, command of his area, and how he claims for crosses. But when you shoot a ball at him, he saves those. That was almost like the trade-off that you're working with. Highest paid goalkeeper in the world, by the way. Not good enough. There was a mistake in the middle of the park, which led to that. But ultimately, United are not scoring enough goals. And when you don't score enough goals, that puts added pressure on the defence. That you have to keep a clean sheet to have any chance of winning a game, because if Marcus Rashford ain't scoring, nobody else scores goals in this team. No one else has got the ability to just pop in a couple goals a month. No one. It's Marcus, or it's, we didn't score any goals today again. And that over-reliance was perhaps part of the reason why I just refused to get into the we're in a title race debate. You can see this coming. The accumulation of games, the weird disruption to the season that you've had in terms of the World Cup, and it's not necessarily about the 90 minutes of playing that game. That's the problem. It's not that. It's the fact that on a normal week, Manchester United, Monday is a recovery session. Tuesday, you might do something on tactics for the opposition that you're playing on Thursday. Wednesday, you might get a little bit of some sort of an activation in. Maybe you'll do a little bit of set piece work, but then you're going to travel. And then Thursday is a game, Friday is recover, Saturday you might do a tiny little bit of preparation, and then it's Sunday, it's match day again. And that rotation is extremely difficult to be able to have a manager impart a new style of play onto us. So when it looks like Erik ten Hag's system is starting to come apart at the seams a little bit, ask yourself why. Why did we start the season, first couple of games aside, why did we start the season so strongly with such a clear identity of how we wanted to play? It's because he's getting training ground time with them. There's one game a week, there's pre-season, the lads are working it. There is travel involved in pre-season, but the lads are all working towards implement the new style of play. And then what happens when they get into the rhythm of match, or realistically, it's recovery, quick prep, match, recovery, quick prep, match, recovery, quick prep, match. And it's been like that relentlessly now for months. What happens? The players start to slip back to the old routines because they haven't worked the new system consistently enough. We haven't had the opportunity for us to really test out the stuff in training. You've got to focus on who we're playing this weekend. We've got to figure out how we're going to stop them. Here's a couple of ideas. See you tomorrow. There is no time in the schedule for us to sit down and be like, this is how I want us to start play. This is how I want us to move the ball through the thirds. This is what I want us to do when we've drawn 7 players into these 2 channels. And we're going to switch it. And we're going to find this guy. This is the pattern of play that we're going to have when it gets to Bruno in this particular set of circumstances. These are how we want us to defend. This is the sort of shape I want us to hit in the middle third when we've just lost possession. All of those sorts of things can't be done because you got to go, we're fucking playing West Ham today. And we need to think about what we're going to do with Antonio. And West Ham played it exactly how we said they were going to play it. They're going to play off the back foot. They're going to try and use the pace of Antonio on the wingers. And they did that effectively. And they put numbers forward when they attacked. And they looked bloody dangerous. Second half, especially when they attacked us. They did look dangerous. For some reason, this Manchester United side, it was a point I was making here. If you don't score, the pressure is then on the defence. And when there is pressure, you can either focus or fold. And it looks like psychologically we are folding at the moment, especially on the road. And I have no idea why. No idea. But we are folding like a fucking cheap snakes and ladders board. We are just fucking crumbling. Whatever the reason is, I don't know. But we are not as effective away from home. And there's no obvious reason. Like, I've tried to look at what's going on when we're away from home. Is it different to when we're at Old Trafford? And I can't tell you the reason. I'm looking at it and going, shit, man, it looks the same. Why is it more effective at home and not here? We look so assured. So assured at home. Away from home, it's out the window. I don't know. What are you going to do? Give me your reasons. Why are we so bad away from home? Stick it in the comments. See you in a bit.